Ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for joining us for another action-packed episode of WWE 2k18 Universe Mode. My name is BrendenPlayz, and this is the Smackdown after the Survivor Series pay-per-view, a night where we saw Team Reigns defeat Team Edge in a historic matchup, giving Roman Reigns a championship match whenever he chooses. It is a massive night here tonight, and we are kicking things off here tonight with our Smackdown GM. It's the rated R superstar. It is Edge, and at Survivor Series, he was the lone man in his very own team, the last man left on Team Edge to take down Team Reigns. But it was 3-on-1, the surprise of Batista. He shocked the world when he joined Team Reigns. Cesaro was there as well, and of course Reigns. The final three who remained. Sheamus eliminated earlier on in the matchup. 3-on-1 against Edge at the end. No way that Edge could get the job done for his team, but he gave a fighting effort. Edge is not exactly thrilled about what took place at Survivor Series. From what we've been told, he's coming out here tonight to address the loss. So let's go check in to see what Edge has to say about losing to Reigns. Well, Survivor Series was not my night. Team Reigns successfully defeated my team in the traditional Survivor Series Tag Team Elimination match, and that granted Roman Reigns a championship match whenever he chooses. And unfortunately for me, I cannot trade Roman Reigns to Raw. Reigns will be staying here on Smackdown, and I will have to learn to live with that. I will have to learn to deal with Roman Reigns somehow, some way. But Roman, you and I, we're not done yet. No, we're not finished, because you see, Roman, you have said a lot of things about me over the last number of months, about the way that I run my show, the way that I run my brand, and even you took some shots at my career and how my injuries have cost me a number of years of it. Roman Reigns, you stand in this ring proclaiming that you truly are the best superstar here on SmackDown. And at Survivor Series, you even attacked AJ Styles to try and attempt to prove that. But Roman, unless you take that championship match at the upcoming Tables, Ladders, and Chairs pay-per-view, I've got another idea for you. Roman Reigns, I suggest this. You and me, we're going to get in the ring one-on-one, because Roman, I will not stand until I have done everything in my power to shut you up. Roman Reigns, you continue to fight anybody in your way. You continue to blindside, attack, and try to injure everybody on my roster, and I'm fed up with it. Reigns, you and I, we're going to fight. And we're going to fight in a Tables, Ladders, and Chairs match. A match that I helped revolutionize. And a match that I know that you're not that confident in. A match that I know that you feel as though you can't win. Which is why I know, deep down inside, you're not going to challenge AJ Styles for a TLC match at the TLC pay-per-view. No. You're going to wait. You're going to wait, because you and I, we have unfinished business. And if you have the guts to step up and get in the ring with me, then let's do this. You and me, one-on-one at the TLC pay-per-view in a TLC... Edge, I don't know. I don't know about this. I mean, I commend him for stepping up and wanting to handle his own business inside the ring on his own. But did he see what Roman Reigns did to AJ Styles at Survivor Series? He destroyed him. And now he has just challenged Roman Reigns to a match at TLC in a TLC match. That means tables could be used, ladders, chairs. Edge's career could officially be finished once and for all. I mean, Edge has obviously got a personal vendetta out against Roman Reigns, but this is not the way to go about it. Edge, you're retired. You've got to get someone else to do it for you. If you want to have Reigns get beat, well, you've got to find the right opponent, but Edge clearly believes that he can do it. Well, even if he doesn't believe he can do it, he's going to try. Reigns is coming to the ring right now, and that's never good. Roman Reigns on his way to the ring, and Edge is in there right now all alone. And after what we saw Reigns do to AJ at Survivor Series, what we've seen Reigns do to everybody over the last number of months, this won't end well for Edge. Edge, I hope you're ready for a fight. I hope you're ready to step up, because here we go. Reigns is coming in, and Edge, he is going to fight. Well, he is the GM, but I guess that hat is off tonight, and he's put his wrestling boots on, and he is ready to fight Roman Reigns. Well, he's just made the match official. It's Reigns and Edge at TLC. So I guess that gives Edge every right to fight Reigns here right now, and he's taking it to Reigns. Roman Reigns, one of the most dangerous men on the roster. Edge is looking to step up. And I think this is something for Edge. I mean, he's trying to prove that he's still got it. Edge, Tornado DDT. Takes down Roman Reigns. And Edge is pretty thrilled with himself too. Edge now picks up Roman Reigns. Hits the backbreaker. Edge has got Reigns down. I'm shocked. I thought Reigns was going to come here and really hurt the GM. But Edge has taken it to Reigns. Here comes Edge. The spear by the GM. Edge lays out Reigns, something we haven't seen take place very often. And finally Reigns is getting a piece of his own medicine. Edge lining him up for one more. Here comes another spear. Reigns receives the deadly spear that he did to AJ Styles at Survivor Series. Edge is delivering one of his own right now to Reigns. Edge is just fed up with Reigns and finally has decided to take matters into his own hands. He tried to do it at Survivor Series. It didn't work. Well, he can't get rid of Reigns, but he might try and beat some respect back into him. Well, what a big way to start off tonight's SmackDown event. And we have our SmackDown matches for this week. First up, it's Sin Cara, who's got himself a new SmackDown contract. He's back. He takes on Kane tonight. The Ascension take on the Hype Bros as well in tag team action. And we'll also see Fandango, one half of Breezango, taking on Aiden English in singles action. And as well as that matchup, we have some women's action as well. We're going to see Paige and Sasha Banks, well, renew their little alliance that they had not long ago. They'll team up to take on Naomi and Natalya. And speaking of new superstars, Ty Dillinger finally makes his long-awaited main roster debut. He's been waiting and waiting. He'll take on Luke Harper tonight. And Cesaro, he'll take on Chris Jericho one-on-one. After Cesaro's epic Survivor Series performance, he's been rewarded with an opportunity. He'll take on Jericho here tonight. It's Kane beating Sin Cara, not the return that Sin Cara was hoping for. And Hype Bros get a victory over the Ascension. Fandango and Aiden English. It is going to be Fandango picking up the victory. And our women's tag team matchup, it is going to be the team of Paige and Sasha Banks picking up the win. Let's see how Ty Dillinger goes in his debut. Well, this is a big moment for Ty Dillinger, who's been waiting for a couple months now. He's been signed to SmackDown for a while, but has yet to make his debut. He's been waiting. There was even some rumors that he would be debuting at Survivor Series, now part of Team Edge. He was approached by Edge, and Ty Dillinger did accept Edge's request to join the team. But Edge made a late adjustment when he found out that Triple H would indeed accept, and instead he chose Triple H over Ty Dillinger. So not exactly the welcome that Ty Dillinger would have been hoping for. Ty Dillinger believes he is the perfect 10, a chance to prove that here tonight when he goes one-on-one with a former Intercontinental Champion Luke Harper. Big start here to Ty Dillinger's career on SmackDown. And I'm sure Dillinger is looking to make a big name for himself here on the main roster after, well, he had a very impactful tenure in NXT without winning the championship. He spent a long time there, had a number of title opportunities, big matches, but couldn't quite win the big one. But he has a chance to start things off with a bit of a bang here tonight against one member of the Wyatt family. It is Luke Harper. Recently won the Intercontinental Championship from Braun Strowman a few months ago. He lost it to Strowman again though. And after that, well, it's been a while now, I suppose you could say, but he's kind of been waiting for another opportunity as a singles. But it looks as though Harper and Rowan are starting to get things going again as a tag team, calling themselves now the Bludgeon Brothers. The Bludgeon Brothers of the Wyatt family on their way to the ring right now. And Harper and Rowan have been so effective. They defeated Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable recently, but they also got beat by that exact same team as well when it counted the most in a number one contenders match, missing out on the opportunity to become number one contenders. Instead, Harper and Rowan back to the drawing board, trying to figure out what's next. And well, Luke Harper has accepted a singles opportunity to take on Ty Dillinger. This will not be easy, I can tell you that now, coming up against Ty Dillinger, who has been, as we said, very good in NXT. But Dillinger, it's been a while now. It's been a while since he's moved up here from NXT, and he's been just waiting for his chance, waiting for his shot. When's it going to take place? When's it going to happen? Maybe a bit of ring rust, you never know. But I think Ty Dillinger will stay ready. Nice suplex to start things off here for the perfect 10. And this truly is a big night for Ty Dillinger, making his SmackDown debut. A bit of an influx of well, new talent and some returning talent as well. As we said, Triple H returned at Survivor Series, as did Batista. Batista for one night only. Triple H a part of the Smackdown roster full time. Well, I guess you could say part time these days. He comes and goes, but he made his return. We don't know if he'll be back again. Batista one night only, coming back to attack and take down Chris Jericho. And as it turned out, Batista and Jericho didn't really get much time in the ring together, unfortunately. But Batista was a part of the winning team. Of course, it was Sheamus, Cesaro, Batista, and Roman Reigns defeating Jericho, our GM Edge, Braun Strowman, and Triple H. And as we said earlier, Ty Dillinger could have been on that team. Would he have made a difference? I don't know. But Triple H was a strong choice, but in the end, Triple H couldn't overcome Team Reigns. Cesaro was very, very good on that night. We'll see Cesaro later on here in our main event. Cesaro made Chris Jericho lay down for the 3 count. 1, 2, 3. He also made Braun Strowman tap out. Many believing Cesaro deserving of a title opportunity. Well, we'll have some news about that later on. Luke Harper now is in the corner. Ty Dillinger in a bit of trouble here. You're coming up against a former Intercontinental Champion, Luke Harper, former Tag Champion as well. Luke Harper has done quite a lot here in Universe Mode, very successful. Unfortunately for Harper, his leader, Bray Wyatt, has a clothesline to the outside. Harper's leader, Bray, could not pick up the win at Survivor Series in the Triple Threat WWE Championship match. Bray Wyatt not involved in the decision. Sami Zayn was getting pinned there by AJ Styles to lose that match. And of course, Roman Reigns afterwards would attack AJ Styles, as we heard earlier on from Edge and Reigns, getting themselves in a bit of a scuffle as well. Edge and Reigns one-on-one at TLC. Honestly, I can't believe it's happening, but it's going to be good. Harper now swinging. Oh my goodness. First he powerbombed Dillinger into the apron, then he swung him into it as well. Harper now off the top. Splashes down there on Dillinger. Splash down to the outside, but Dillinger's going to try and fight back as the count continues to grow. This could be a count out right here. The referee, though, looks as though he has reset the count, I should say, after Harper went to the top of the rope. So forget the count, we're all good. But if they stay out there for any longer, as Harper gets thrown back in the ring, I was going to say if they stay out for any longer, the count will continue to grow and bring that back into play. But both men back in the ring now is now Harper, big clothesline. Harper with a bit of an advantage here. He has Rowan ringside. We all know Rowan will get himself involved if he gets the opportunity to do so. Harper and Rowan have been, well, back to their best, I think, as a tag team, without getting themselves in contention recently, but giving them another opportunity. They could be the team to defeat RKO, Randy Orton, and Rhino. Former tag champs. There's a big boot there by Harper. Harper and Rowan, former tag team champions on a couple of occasions. One of the most successful teams in Smackdown history. Oh, Harper went for that big shot there with her lariat. Missed out, though. As now Dillinger, shot to the midsection, gets blocked there by Harper, taken down. And now Harper into the half crab, putting more pressure here on Dillinger. Not where you want to be if you're Ty Dillinger right now, as he's trying to fight through, trying to win his Smackdown debut. We also saw Bobby Roode make his Raw debut recently on the last episode of Universe Mode. If you haven't seen that one, make sure you check it out. Let's just say it wasn't as glorious as he was hoping for us. Now the cover here by Harper could be it here for Dillinger, a kick out. Indeed, not the glorious night that Bobby Roode was hoping for. And of course, Drew McIntyre making his main roster return for perhaps one night only again, coming after Bobby Roode. And an epic moment that was. Harper now back to his feet, but not the way he wanted to be, because he's got met with a few elbow strikes now. The neck breaker there by Ty Dillinger, who could be looking to put Luke Harper away here. Dillinger has his man, but Harper with a counter and saves the match potentially for himself. Now back to the half crab. Trying to keep Ty Dillinger grounded. Not a bad idea. Just keep the fresh man. He's obviously raring to go here tonight, full of excitement. And that sometimes can work for you or even against you. If you are one of the newest superstars on the roster, you'll be full of energy, full of life, but you're also a bit of a target, because he's come here to leapfrog somebody else. Ty Dillinger said he wants to be a champion one day. And what championship will he be gunning for? Braun Strowman, currently Intercontinental Champion. It could be that championship. Or maybe Ty Dillinger will find himself a partner and look to take the tag team titles by storm and look to really set the division on notice. Or maybe Ty Dillinger wants to become the next WWE champion. Roman Reigns, we've found out, will compete in a TLC match against Edge, which means we need to find out who's going to be the #1 contender at TLC for the championship. Will AJ Styles even be the champion come Roman Reigns' championship match? Or Reigns, will he cash in that title opportunity a little bit earlier? Will he want to walk in to TLC as the champion? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if Reigns is going to try and do that. As now Ty Dillinger's in the corner. Thought about connecting there on Luke Harper and putting him away. Can't quite do it though as Harper back to his feet. Another neck breaker there by Dillinger. Another neck breaker by Dillinger. And hang on, Harper is going to try and get back to his feet because he's got Rowan distracting him. Rowan distracting the referee, allowing Harper a chance to recover. Harper sending Dillinger to the outside. That could have been nasty there for Ty Dillinger, but that certainly is. Harper right hand and celebrates as well. The arrogance on display of Luke Harper. Well, the only thing I can say about Luke Harper is at least he changed his shirt. He's been wearing the same damn shirt for a number of years now. And finally, as a part of the Bludgeon Brothers, he's decided to change his outfit a little bit. At least wash it. As now a big kick there takes down Ty Dillinger. And maybe this new and improved team of the Bludgeon Brothers could be the recipe for success for this team. Can they turn this new look, new feel, and new style into tag team championship gold? Right now, Dillinger's fighting for his life. He wants to try and put Luke Harper away if he can. Back to the ring now. And now Dillinger, what has he got planned? The perfect 10. Doesn't have to count to 10. He only has to count to 3 to win this matchup. Can only get the 1 count though. Now Dillinger, is he getting a little frustrated? Maybe. Right now, lining up Luke Harper. This isn't going to be good. Shot to the midsection. Oh, there it is. The shin of Ty Dillinger bouncing off the jaw of Luke Harper. Dillinger truly is the perfect 10 and starts off with a W here on Smackdown. Well, you just pinned a former IC champion in Luke Harper. A massive victory there for Ty Dillinger. He's put himself on the map. Dillinger has arrived to Smackdown and he starts off with a victory. Despite Rowan's best efforts of getting himself involved, it's not enough, as Luke Harper cannot defeat Ty Dillinger tonight. So some new blood coming here to Smackdown, and of course on Raw, so a bit of life injected into the rosters. And Ty Dillinger is one of those coming along. Finally gets his chance to make a name for himself here on this brand. Ty Dillinger, officially a part of Smackdown, a little bit later than what he would have liked. He thought maybe I'll get my big break at Survivor Series. It was going to be until the game returned. But Ty Dillinger gets his chance tonight and he picks up the victory here against Luke Harper. Well, this next matchup is certainly intriguing. It is Cesaro against Chris Jericho. Cesaro pinned Jericho at Survivor Series in that tag team elimination match. And well, now Cesaro has started to all of a sudden put a lot of people on notice. He is of course a part of the Bar, the tag team known as Sheamus and Cesaro, which have already come after Braun Strowman. They've already looked good as a team. They've already really put everybody on notice. We don't even know what title they want. Do they want the tag titles? Do they want the IC title? Well, rumor has it that Cesaro, if he could beat Chris Jericho tonight, could be named the next man to take on AJ Styles for the WWE Championship. How quickly has Cesaro's career surged? Well, his partner Sheamus will be in his corner here tonight, one-on-one. It's Cesaro and Chris Jericho. Well, Sheamus had an early exit at Survivor Series where Chris Jericho would pin Sheamus after hitting a couple of code breakers. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. All Cesaro has to do is win a World Championship to become a Grand Slam champion here in Universe Mode. Get the Grand Slam. That's all that many superstars want. They want to win everything they possibly can. Well, you want to become a Grand Champion, the Grand Slam of champions. Well, Cesaro, you just got to win the big one. You've got to win the biggest one of them all, the WWE Championship. And not many men have held that championship. And if they have, they've had to be pretty damn good to get it. Chris Jericho, former Universal Champion, he has done plenty of terrific things here on Universe Mode, including winning the tag team titles with his, well, now current nemesis, Batista. Jericho had to deal with him in a surprise return. I think it kind of put Team Edge off a little bit. I don't think anybody was expecting Batista to come out there. Certainly Team Edge was not. I mean, Reigns did drop a bit of a hint on Smackdown. We thought maybe Batista, but we thought no way. It's just not realistic. We thought maybe Reigns has found someone currently on the roster, but he managed to lure Batista away from Hollywood for one night to get himself involved in the matchup. Unfortunately, Jericho and Batista didn't have too much interaction, but Jericho was certainly the better man on his team. I thought Jericho was the best on his team, and when he was eliminated, it was all over. It was never going to be well, and I think Reigns did the right job. You know, he chose Chris Jericho as his primary suspect, his main target. Now, he didn't know Triple H was going to be on the team, but Reigns was confident enough that he could deal with Triple H himself. But he chose Chris Jericho to be the one guy that he's going to try and take down the most. And to do so, he brought in Batista. Now, even if those two didn't get involved too much, it was a psychological advantage right away for Team Reigns as a suplex down by Chris Jericho. A psychological advantage can sometimes prove crucial and prove, well, to be the difference maker, and it certainly was. Well, this matchup is huge. Jericho would love another title opportunity against AJ Styles. Cesaro, well, you can probably count on one hand how many world title shots Cesaro has had. I can tell you this now, not many. Not many at all, but Cesaro has a chance to get one. He's got to beat Chris Jericho, though. And it's not done there, though, for Cesaro. He's got to do a little bit more than that. But if he beats Jericho, he'll get himself, he'll put himself on, on notice. Everybody will take notice of Cesaro, who all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I guess you could say, he's now emerged as a potential candidate, a suspect for AJ Styles and the WWE Championship at TLC. Cesaro now gets Jericho against the ropes. Missed out, though, is now Cesaro against the ropes himself, and Jericho takes down Cesaro. Well, it's not going to be good at all for AJ Styles. He cannot be 100% heading into TLC after the beatdown he suffered at Survivor Series. And if you have somebody like Cesaro who's just starting to hit the best form of his singles career in quite some time, that will prove to be very, very deadly for AJ. Especially Cesaro is getting his confidence up. If he can beat Chris Jericho tonight, he'll believe that he can beat anybody. And that's scary. Cesaro, pound for pound, one of the strongest men in the WWE, as the suplex shows it right there. And Jericho has to be careful. Cesaro has Sheamus in his corner here tonight as well. We all know Sheamus loves to get himself involved, so maybe this won't end so well. Cesaro, here's the power display, but Jericho countering DDT. Nicely executed there by Chris Jericho with that DDT. Snaps down the neck of Cesaro. And Cesaro looks to be okay. Shrugged off though there by the veteran again. Jericho taken down with a clothesline. Well, our Smackdown GM, despite Cesaro getting the win, he's had to listen to the fans. There's been an absolute outcry of fans who watched Survivor Series who saw Cesaro's terrific performance. They all said, hey, Cesaro deserves a world title shot because of it. And Edge, well, I think he had no choice but to comply, or maybe he saw it firsthand himself. And of course, it was Cesaro who did hit Edge with a series of suplexes to take down Edge. And, well, Reigns obviously got the pin, but it really was Cesaro's pin. Reigns just took the glory. He wanted to be the one to beat Edge and pin him. So it didn't quite work out the way that Team Edge was looking for. But Cesaro could have had 3 eliminations in that match. I guess you could basically say that he did. And to me, Cesaro is looking terrific. But can he do it one-on-one? He had teammates to tag in. He's got Sheamus by his side now. Can't tag Sheamus in, but still, it's going to be difficult for Cesaro, who's against the ropes right now. On the apron! Oh, but he scouted out Jericho pretty well. He knew Jericho was going to come after him and was ready for it. Cesaro takes Jericho towards the corner here and now taken down there. Not good at all if you're Cesaro. Jericho trying to fire himself up here. Here's the cradle. This could be an inside cradle here by Cesaro. Could be it. No, a kick out. There's no doubt about it. Cesaro is ultra talented. Former US champion. Also Recently won the Intercontinental Championship as well. He lost it to Braun Strowman, but Cesaro, he's been pretty damn good. There's no doubt about that. Cesaro has been very effective. And he's obviously had a bit of a mission of his own to get that IC title back in his possession. At least we thought. He's targeted Braun Strowman recently. Sheamus and Cesaro have been determined to take the big man down and have been successful beating him in a handicap match at Backlash. So now, I guess Cesaro, if he doesn't get the world title shot, he may have an IC title shot instead. Uppercut there by Cesaro. This could be it here for Chris Jericho. Jericho, though, shrugs him off. And the former world champion Chris Jericho looking in a bit of danger here. It's now Sheamus distracting him. This is not good. Oh, no. You don't want to take your eyes off Cesaro, because if you do, you could get suplexed around the ring. Is this it for Chris Jericho? No, a kick out. Well, you don't want to, as I said, take your eyes off Cesaro, your eyes off the prize, because if Jericho wins this match, then all of a sudden he is back in the box seat for a title opportunity, which I'm sure he would love. Cesaro swept off his feet now as Jericho takes down the Swiss Superman. Now Jericho, this could be it here. Chris Jericho, look out, here comes the walls! The walls of Jericho! Is this going to be it here for Cesaro? No, he's managed to roll through and get him out of it. Hang on, Sheamus is fiddling around with the top turnbuckle padding, distracting the referee. The referee's got to try and fix it up now, and Sheamus doing everything he can to make sure the referee's distracted so Jericho can't go for a cover. Instead, he's got one now. Referee slow in position. Here it is, a quick kick out at one. Yeah, the referee definitely took too much time there, and Jericho unable to recover because of it. Jericho, though, takes down Cesaro. Modified sling blade there by Chris Jericho, looking really good here. But Jericho has been arguably in the best form of his career in quite some time. Here comes the shoulders down. Could be it here for Jericho. Oh, that was close. 2 count there by Chris Jericho, but it's certainly getting closer and closer for Chris. Oh, met with a German suplex as well. Cesaro in the corner. What's he got planned here? The Swiss Superman. Can he do something big right now? Chris Jericho is down. Cesaro with a real opportunity here to put the pressure here on Jericho. Cesaro wanting Jericho to get back to his feet. Jericho is down, and Cesaro went for that corkscrewing uppercut, but there was just too much distance to cover there, and Cesaro's missed out. Cesaro now hung up on the ropes there. This could be Cesaro's night. He was so good at Survivor Series. Can he back it up here and beat Chris Jericho again? I tell you what, if he does it, it's got to be a big upset, and Cesaro could be about to make a name for himself here on Smackdown and get himself a potential world title shot. But Jericho, though, feels as though he's pretty confident. In fact, he's even being a little bit cocky and gloating and bragging in the corner, I guess you could say. Bit of arrogance on display. Jericho, though, it's not arrogance if he can back it up, and Jericho's trying to back it up now by putting the pressure on the legs of the Swiss Superman. Cesaro's in some trouble with the right hand, breaks free of that. Now Cesaro back to the corner by Jericho. And there's a right hand there by Chris Jericho. Jericho now. Oh, went for the running bulldog. But I think Cesaro was able to block it. And oh, there's the uppercut. Cesaro pretty pleased with himself right now. This is not good. Chris Jericho's in trouble. That uppercut will put many men away. And here comes more. Uppercut train is coming, I think. Here it comes. There's one in the corner. Cesaro, another. Cesaro on fire. There's the drop kick. And the former IC, US, and Tag Team Champion Cesaro could be about to become a #1 contender for the WWE Championship. Cesaro with the uppercut. Cesaro takes down Jericho. Chris, you've got to fight. Chris Jericho's got to fight, otherwise he's going to lose this matchup here. Lose this opportunity perhaps to get another title shot. We don't know who AJ will face at TLC, but what we do know is Chris Jericho closing in on a victory maybe. No. Cesaro good enough to fight a counter now. He may be looking to put Jericho away. Not good, Chris. Not good at all. Oh no. Here comes the sharpshooter. The move that made Strowman tap. Jericho nowhere to go. Will Jericho tap? And he has to. Chris Jericho has no choice but to tap out from the sharpshooter. And Cesaro, well, he's picked up the victory. We haven't got official word or not whether or not he will be the #1 contender. But the confident and arrogant Cesaro picks up the victory here tonight. Well, we heard Cesaro, before this match even began, was gloating about how great he was at Survivor Series. I think we're going to be hearing about Cesaro all night and about how he beat Chris Jericho. He's going to go on and on and on. It was a great win, to be fair. The sharpshooter good enough to put his man away, but Cesaro has got the job done. And Cesaro's got some more work to do. And oh my god. Oh my god. The celebration's about to be cut short. Braun Strowman, he's not finished with Cesaro yet. Sheamus, though, coming in to lend a hand. Chris Jericho, he's done for the night. Double Russian leg sweep. And Strowman getting beaten down here by Cesaro. Braun Strowman, he may have a lot of guts, but not a lot of brains. He's come out here on many occasions to attack Cesaro and Sheamus in a 2-on-1 situation. And I think just about every time, Braun Strowman's been, well, left laying on the ground, beaten up. Not a great decision at all by Strowman. In fact, it's one that could cost him. Sheamus lining up Braun Strowman. Cesaro's ready for him as well. Cesaro, what is he going to do to him? The Swiss Superman lining up Strowman. Looking to put him again in that sharpshooter. Oh, you don't want to be here, Braun. You do not want to be here. He's tapping again. No choice. But the IC champion in some trouble. And Cesaro makes another big statement. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Cesaro is on his way to becoming the next #1 contender. Will he be able to do it? Find out in the next episodes of Universe Mode. And speaking of the next episode of Universe Mode, next up, our NXT champion Drew McIntyre returns to the brand. He returns to NXT to address the situation between himself and Bobby Roode after what took place at Raw. McIntyre is ready for a title shot. He is ready for Bobby Roode. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this episode of Universe Mode, leave a like on it. Let's try and hit 400 likes. I would really appreciate it if we could do that. Subscribe if you haven't already to see more. Check out the website, BrendenPlayz.com, for all of your championship history and the updated Universe Mode rosters as well. Thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you enjoyed it. See you next video.